have actually have their lives. A lot of them are doing better, even in that worst Nigeria. Okay? A lot of them reacted to remove PDP and APC from Nigeria polity in their own way, because they have seen the damages these people have done in the lives of workers, in the lives of a businessman, in the lives of a students, in the lives of the people. They have weighed the data. They are the victims, direct and indirect. Sure, you get? So when they thought they had a chance of cleaning and clearing all of them out, if they had allowed that election, by now, you probably would barely have, no joke, you barely have 100 APC, PDP national lawmakers today. You will barely have that. We saw everything that happened. We saw the structure they are talking about. The same structure I told you. That structure of criminality, structure of thuggery, rigging. And that's exactly what the bank done. And all of you said, no, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. This election is a do or die. I said, watch. So if they had allowed you free and fair for real, okay, Tifnumbu won't be anywhere near Abuja. Atifku will be gone. A lot of those parading themselves today, the state's capture you are witnessing today will probably never happen. But we know they will never let that happen. When you said you are fighting for your life, we are fighting for our life. I told you, they are fighting for their lives too. It's not just you. Well, anyway. So that didn't happen. And the obedient who thought they could do something, a lot of them went back to their jobs, went back to their lives. Some of them have already kind of, they have a chance of leaving Nigeria for something better and all of. A lot of them actually have choices. Maybe not a lot of people, but so many of the frontiers that you have seen with, they kind of did that out of, oh yeah, we go show them. How do we go show them why these guys are moving money, bribing people, and all of that during your charade election? Today, those who lied to you about Tifnubu's experience, about this and that, they are going to help you or explain to you the real shege that is upcoming. You don't need to believe me. I mean, I'm used to that. At least when Bokwari, this APC, Egbekegbe started in 2015, it was even worse more than this. Yeah? I was almost the lone voice then, I remember. What is your problem, you this Mayegun? That's what people ask me then. Don't you know that Buhari is the best thing that happened to Nigeria? If you know what Buhari did at in another few months, you will come back here and eat all the nonsense you are saying. And it didn't even last 6 months. It's just that the suffering lasted 8 years. A lot of them, they grew up to become enemy of Bokwari. So yeah, I may kind of be like, why are you saying this? Don't worry, I'm not saying what you are experiencing right now. And yeah, it's not good, is it? And as for the obedience, I told you, it's going to be an experience. An experience that when the whole thing finally comes to an abrupt end, like a badly written script, you're going to sit down and ask yourself, is this actually worth it? Would you do it again? That's the first primary thing. Because I remember that 2-3 days after Yakubu announced Kolu, a lot of these young Gen Z people, they started cutting their voters. Remember, started destroying their voters card. I would never vote again because they invested so much in thinking that they could be part of shaping their own future. As for those who are like still hiding their suffering, don't worry, they are bringing your renewed hope. Don't worry, they are bringing that. Unfortunately, Forgery, which is also part of the case against Kolu, currently at the tribunal. I don't even know why you think. Anyway, remember Joy, Joy, Eji Keme. What's her name again? Yeah, Ejikeme Mesoma. That supposed 17-year-old girl from Anambra that was declared to have scored the highest in JAMB, 2023 JAMB. And the controversy was so intense that the current division in Nigeria, tribal, ethnic, and religious and all that division, because of this politics, in fact, made it even worse. Let me tell you. Mesoma came out and she said, or declared, somehow the media declared that the highest scorer in this year's JAMB scored 362. Okay, and what's her name? A young girl, 17-year-old girl from Anambra. Wow. And the news was like, well, something good. A lot of people kind of rally around her, including the automaker, announcing cars or announcing motors. They even offered her an instant 3 million scholarship, among other things that were given to her. Then the news broke that she forged that result. If that should be the case, like, is it an ongoing investigation that you have to pop? I mean, you have to pop the face of a 17-year-old girl all over the media, you know, like with an inconcluded. So we also streamed that on Mayegun's Diary Political, citing that same instance of, if you are having a back and forth result, a questionable or what have you want, right? The best you can do is to launch an investigation, okay? And the worst case is, or the best is, remark the examination script. Ladies and gentlemen, this young girl is not 17 years old. She is, in fact, 19 years old. She's not a dullard. She's not like and you know what I mean, like a dull girl. She scores 242 or so in a JAMB. Then she changed the results. Now, what we discovered is that Nigeria, during our own days, right, Nigeria had something called special centers. Okay? So the advantage of special centers at the time was that you have access to the past questions. You'll be able to treat past questions like part of your tutorial towards the day of your election. The day of your examination. Then that changed. Special centers became where you pay special money. Okay? That you are kind of allowed to cheat. All right? But over time, centers that, cheating have been reported are kind of the result of, the result of those places were kind of cancelled. All right? Well, what I heard now is that they no longer, they not just have special centers for examinations in Nigeria, especially JAMB, UTME as they call it, right? They have special centers that are as good as giving you special results, including the one that Mesoma shared with the media. They do it so well that it also comes with the QR code. You know what I mean? That you'll be able to kind of scan it and it will look so real and original. But the thing about it is that it will never, ever be in the system of the examiner. So here is what this JAMB official had to say, just on the side.
The case of Mesoma, she has a result that she claimed.
Okay.
The case of Mesoma, she has a result that she claimed she got 360, and our attention was drawn to it. We check our system, if they can display the result she's holding, that she also display on channels, you will see that she has 360. And when you look at the top, the heading, you will see JAMB 2023 UTME result notification. Let me say this
362.
362, very clearly. The result notification, the last time we used this kind of slip for result was in 2021. And that was when one Chinedu John sued us for 1 or 2 billion. He also falsified. He got the slip and then added some figures and came up with a figure. And we discovered that this result is very easy for candidate to mutilate. You just scan it, you use graphics, and then you change the numbers, and then you begin to parade it around. It does not affect anything that we have on the database, because I've seen a lot of narrative out there. Let me answer. People are getting so many things wrong. It does not affect what is in the database. It's only the slip they are parading around. Yeah. But look at it. You will see that there's a QR code there.
Yes.
That QR code is the result.
This QR
code is the result.
But I scanned this QR code.
Whatever you're seeing there is a reflection, interpretation of the QR code or the QR code.
So
now, if you scan the QR code, you will see the owner of the result. And the owner of the result scored 138 in 2021. That was the last time we used this particular result.
This same QR code?
Yes. That was the last time.
I just scanned this QR code and I'm not seeing any major stuff here. I'm only seeing a name at the header, Asimi Miriam Omo, and then I'm seeing several other things. But there's no...
that is the owner of the result.
I can't seem to see... But I'm seeing Asimi Miriam Omo Balanle 138.
Yes. That is the owner of the result.
138.
138.
But this is 362.
Yes. So what she did was to get that result slip, scan it maybe on graphics, and change this figure. And she was saying that they scan it over and over and this figure change. Scan it 10 times. You will see that the result belongs to Omobolanle, and it was a 2021 result. And that was the last time we used this particular result. And when you look at it, please, can you give us our actual result? If you can give us our actual result. The next
but before that result, Mr. Doctor, I think, look, JAMB needs to do a little better in terms of this result showing up on the scan, because this could confuse several people.
No.
I'm saying Son Radio overall best graduating student. I can't. It's not as. I thought it's supposed to appear.
No.
If you scan it, it should bring out the proper details.
The scan will show you the name. It's just to lead you. It will show you the name of the candidate and his result.
Yeah, I know what the scan is. But the
scan, even when you go to a supermarket, you have a QR code. The QR code will not give you every detail. It gives you the fundamental issues that will prove to you that, yes, this actually belongs to this particular supermarket. Supermarkets have QR codes, shops and other things, and service providers have QR code.
I'm saying
that is the owner of the result.
I think my own scan is, my QR code here is mutilated, so I can't seem to see anything. But
okay.
If you look at her actual result, look at the date of birth on that result, on that result notification.
This notification?
Yes, look at the date of birth there. What are you seeing?
2nd of March, 2004.
Sure, look at, okay, this is her actual result. You can also scan the QR code on this result. And what is the date of birth on this result?
Does she have a copy of... Which one is this?
2nd of April 2004.
That is her actual result. We have, when a candidate approaches the board to register for examination, we give you a template where you fill your details handwritten before it is now transmitted into the system. We also pull that, because I got this invitation yesterday very late. I couldn't pull that in. And you will see that her date of birth is 2nd April 2004. And that is also what is on her name, because we don't even capture it manually. The candidate sent his name to 55019, and then his detail is now picked up, and then that is what is used for the registration. So if you scan that QR code, you also see that that is her actual result. Then
this is, I must say, it's not scannable.
What I want to know, Dr. Fabian, what I really want to know is the process for declaration of, results.
Anyway, that was the JAMB official trying to explain how she did it, okay? But her dad, initially, was like, no, this is, then she confessed. And disappointingly, the father said he never believed that she could actually have to lie to him that much. Although there are stories of what if, ladies and gentlemen, the father
Okay, you say your name is, speak and shout.
My name is Roman Usechike.
Okay. So now that your daughter, Miss Summer, has owned up that she manipulated her result, what do you have to say? What's your take?
As I said earlier, my daughter didn't open up to me on time. She didn't. When I realized the mistake she did, I blame my I was supposed not to do this kind of. Because every day we tell you, Miss Summer, be careful, you know that you are a star, so that you don't dent your image. But I'm still apologizing to JAMB and Nigerians to pardon her. To give her pardon. As a father. That's my take.
So our dad says he apologized to JAMB for he still can't really wrap his head around why his brilliant daughter have to do this. Okay, she scored 246 or thereabout, which can still get her to any university in Nigeria, of course. But in also Motors, that gave her 3 million naira scholarship as a starter, and others who have also offered to give her scholarship abroad, and the rest are kind of, withdrawing them now. In also has, withdrawn his 3 million scholarship, but there is actually a girl that scored 360, right? Kobe Chuk. No, I don't know how to pronounce that. Listen, this is actually the girl, the original one.
The most special thing I did during my preparation was praying. I prayed a lot. Then I started early. I started preparation for the JAMB exam. Immediately I entered SS3.
Okay.
I started reviewing past questions, just reading my books. And then in school, my school, Deeper Life High School, Mowe, we had like lots of classes, tests and retests, just trying to get us prepared. We had mock examinations of the JAMB. They tried to get us to use our time well, to know how to time ourselves. And then me personally, I read my books. I solved a lot of past questions, just trying to familiarize myself with the kind of question that they can bring out. And then, as I said before, I prayed. So,
well done.
Yeah.
So one thing I know about academic success is that it doesn't come by reading. It comes by a reading habit.
Okay.
For the sake of Nigerians watching out there, can you tell us about your reading habit daily and your reading rigor?
Okay, my reading habits. In school, we have these like set times in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the night. They call them preps. So there's morning, afternoon, and night preps. So that's where I do majority of my reading. And then after the night prep, when we retire back to the hostel, I do a little reading in the night from 30 minutes to 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay, so cumulatively in a day, you get to like 3, 4, 5 hours of reading or 6 hours of studying?
Yeah.
So you study like 6 hours every day?
Yes.
In fact, she was actually caught in that same studio. Yeah.
Okay, hi Robert. So first of all, I want to ask you 2 questions. Do you do social media? TikTok, not be like Instagram, Twitter, Thread.
No.
What social media app are you on? WhatsApp, no Facebook.
WhatsApp. She's Ube. I can't pronounce that long name. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'll pick that up and then I will kind of come back to that. Okay. I'm so sorry. That's very bad of me. Anyway, she's also from Anambra, schooled in school currently, or should I say, yeah, schooled at Deeper Life International Deeper Life School in Mowe. You know Mowe? Ogun State. Yeah. So to make them tougher in that part. Meanwhile, let me quickly give a bit of kind of a break You know, it's not a break, like gist in between, okay? Some of you must have seen this sort of picture or video. That woman, she's Mrs. Chinyere Obi, a 74-year-old former obedient. According to her, in the last election, she was shot by the APC thugs for supporting Obi. She said she wanted to vote for Obi. And while she was at it, they came to her and said, you this woman, you this obedient woman, today is your last day. And other people, 2 people saw these guys who came, and before she could say anything, they just brought out their gun. Pa, pa. And they shot her on her thigh. Okay? I mean, it's sad. Okay? But what people were saying is, how come we didn't see that in the news? How come Nigeria media didn't report that? Shebi, they said there was nobody shot during election. No attack, no nothing. How come that Nigeria media, sadly, Sahara reporters that never actually shared the story of the woman when she got shot. Sahara reporters didn't share the story of the woman recovering from her injury. How come this woman now has this? I mean, I shouldn't rule out what happened to her, sure you get. But a lot of people, I covered that time too. Those that were killed in Lagos, those that were killed in Rivers State, those that were killed in Imo State, those that were also killed right there in Delta States. So we have all this record. Those that were macheted in Lagos, those that were stabbed as well during election in Shomolu, in what do you call it? Ajegule and all these places. You know, if you go on social media and you will see a lot of all these stories, but getting shot, an elderly woman, I didn't hear about that. But that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. I'm just saying. Then she came out to say she caused the day that she supported Obi. Now she is supporting Tinubu, whose thugs supposedly shot her. That's the kind of thing that emotes me, like, oh, this one tall. Like, what kind of Stockholm syndrome would that be? You now love the person whose thugs shot you, and you hate the person that you said they shot you because of. I mean, like, I don't understand, like, you know. Anyway, people are talking about it out there, okay, that this mama, what is wrong with this mama now? No, she's lying. She's not saying the truth. But I'm like, leave all of that. I'm just kind of curious. Sure you get. Imagine me getting shot by MC Olueron. And all of you are like, now go kill MC Olueron. Hey, you want to kill Mayegun? Can you imagine that? And all of that, And then I just turned around, just like, because Princess did not greet me, or Princess or Olowo or any of you, Director Scott, you did not call me personally to say sorry for being shot by MC Olueron. I have now decided that MC Olueron, in fact, is a very good person. And I believe strongly that with a person like MC Olueron, crime is going to go down in Nigeria. When I no go start fundraising for Mayegun, say, Mayegun si yawere o. I watch it live when Mayegun ran mad. You know, you go. Some of you will start this Save Mayegun fund. Let us save this guy. My house, probably outside my house, we have a lot of you coming around that something is wrong. Abi, won't you feel like that? That's the curiosity. That's what I'm trying to kind of bring out of this. Okay? In the same interview, she said APC thugs shot her. But Peter Obi no conceal. Do you know the irony? under the post, Lagos Abobakus. They started laughing. That's the problem with Nigeria politicians. They will use you and dump you. That's why I did not talk. That's why I did not join all this their obedient nonsense. So Peter B does not send your papa. You look at this woman now. If she died that day, that's how Peter B will ignore. I'm like, where am I? Help me. You know that kind of thing that you'll be like, now, where am I? APC, they are joining the woman that their thugs shot to blame the man that the woman is supporting. Like me, Marie, which kind of thing is this? I'm not joking. Go and check it out there. That's why I don't support. None of them could say, Jesus Christ. APC shot you, madam. This APC that shoot this woman. Now I'm going to kill you. No. They were saying that this OB, I knew it. I knew that this OB is a very heartless man. How can they shoot somebody with Tifnumbu's profile picture? Tifnumbu has his profile picture on Facebook, on Twitter, responding to a post that said, APC thugs shot a 74-year-old woman. She did not die, but now she is now in love with Tifnumbu. This, I mean, ridiculous, yeah? I need weary look for Nigeria, weary. Now weary plenty pass for Nigeria. You don't know? Now, officially now, about 80% of you get mental problem. No problem. I mean, I'm not joking. Weary giddy, look for Julani. And it's not hard when you see people kind of display this madness here and there, and you're just like, hello man, God is so patient. Imagine if God be like humans. You know, so God would be like big. Humans could be like ants, small, tiny ants everywhere. It could just use bacon, you just fleet everybody like that. Everybody could just die like that. If God was man. Anyway, Mama, get well soon. Oh. She said she believes strongly that Tifnumbu has the capacity to control and bring down the insecurity in Nigeria. That is, Tifnumbu will punish those who shot her. But she caused the day she met her, she decided to follow Obi. That's that. As if that is not ridiculous enough, right? In the news, the giant of Africa, Nigeria, is not to say, if to say Nigeria is a real place, with the population of Nigeria, okay, with I don't even know if that is real. The military strength of Nigeria get military strength anyway, and I don't think so. But let's pretend that with the military strength of Nigeria. No, don't let us pretend. There's nothing like that. Anyway, the size of Nigeria, the kind of resources Nigeria have, and all the things that could have made Nigeria bigger, could have made Nigeria Russia of Africa or United States of Africa. I'm not joking. A very powerful country with powerful military, powerful air force, powerful navy, powerful police. You know what I mean? Top of the shelf and all of that stuff. And that could have been a very big thing. Respect. You know, top respect. So don't dare go to Nigeria water. If you carry ship now, then born you, may you carry ship. Go America. Say because your papa be waiting. Gentile. I be that one within North Korea. And then you go straight, you say straight to Texas. Come bring out your hose. Come they look for pipeline of petrol or crude oil in Texas to steal. You know what I mean? Now only Texas, so I don't talk say go other places in America. They're no I mean you the mentor. Like naturally you won't. You know that, Abi? They will destroy you, destroy the tank, and everybody could just disappear like that. One bang in a boah otilo. It's only in Nigeria you will see UK, Britannia, MMS, Kinikon doing some military drill in Nigeria. American military, Navy SEAL, Kinikon doing drill in Nigeria. There was even a time they told us that there was this American submarine inside Nigeria water because George Bush was coming to Nigeria. Was it George Bush? I wasn't too young that time. I think it was George Bush that came to see Obasanjo. Remember, it was George Bush. There was this rumor then that America, powerful country, that they brought submarine that has been studying Nigeria everywhere, watching because their president was coming, talking about the strength of a country. That's what Nigeria would have been. Nigeria is a dumping ground that these criminals have made there, of course. And in the last decade, the trade between Nigeria and China don't increase beyond so many other places in Africa. Like you can combine so many African countries together. Chinese investment in those places to Nigeria. Okay? Nigeria is more indebted to China now than some other African countries. Put them together and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 25 African countries. Put them together and say how much you owe China. Nigeria is like at that stage. So which means somehow, Nigeria is partly Chinese colony. I might mix it up. They are all fighting for whatever they are fighting for in Nigeria, okay? French, German, Europeans, call them Europeans, Americans, everybody. Russians too are currently finding their way around. Yeah, everybody will come in different way, trade, this, that. But China, can't they bring war machine, warship to Nigeria? I know they have been kind of probably selling weapons to Nigeria. Sure you get in that their bilateral agreement too. But bringing warship to Nigeria, then turn around and say they want to set up a center in Nigeria to monitor volcano as well as earthquake. Nigeria, it's like a zero, what do you call it? Zero chance to having anything close to earthquake. So what are they setting up in Nigeria? At least we know that Chinese are into construction of the rail line, and they gave loan on those, those Lagos-Ibadan trains too, right? That Nigeria would have to pay back for another 20, 30 years and all that, okay? So they are building a center in Abuja to monitor volcano and earthquake. And then they dressed in Buba and Shokoto to make it, you know what I mean? Anyway, make of that whatever you think. Those ones, meanwhile, let's go further. There is this story I told you a few days ago, and it has to do with this man, Sonny Yerima, pleading already that, of course, Bukwari is gone. If you don't want any problem and all of that, you need to treat this terrorist better than Bukwari treated them. Don't fight them. Yerima.
People are Nigerians, and I believe that Nigerian government has the capacity, the military, the security, have the capacity to deal with them immediately if so directed. If they are given the resources they require, the support and political will. But the collateral damages that will be associated with the actions that will be taken is what I believe should be avoided. If you send an aircraft now to where you identify the bandits, it's not only the bandits that will be affected. And if you recall, Mr. President Umar Musa Adua had similar interaction with the militants in Niger Delta, and it was successful. So I believe that as Nigerians, if they are called upon by government, the major causes of this problem is poverty and ignorance. You cannot find an educated human being, properly educated human being who has something to do, to take his arm, a gun, to go and kill an innocent soul, just in the name of looking for food. These people are having, very high level of poverty and ignorance. So if the government now comes up with a program of rehabilitation, just like they did in the issue of Boko Haram when the issue, was handled. I'm sure you will have a successful ending of this crisis. The economic policy that the government is planning, if you look at the documents of Renewed Hope, I'm sure by the time the implementation takes off properly, all these issues will be handled. You see, I'm not making a case for bandit. I'm just proposing a solution to banditry in Nigeria. The bandits, a lot of them have been killed, a lot of them have been arrested, and I'm not saying that the government should just continue to just negotiate indefinitely. No, I said invite them. There are people who repent in all religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism. You find that God himself who created us, once you repent after committing offenses, after committing sin, he forgives you. So there is no way you can say Nigerians should not be forgiven for if they repent. If they repent, they should be rehabilitated and integrated into society. To most of them, they are recruiting Nigerians. We are talking of Nigerians. If Nigerians don't give them the support, if there is no poverty and ignorance among the Nigerians that are being recruited, this will just end, will not continue.
So he's talking about the poverty, ignorance, which he also contributed to. Remember, he took advantage of that poverty to promote a religious supremacy. All right? And he ended up breaking that same Sharia law that he enacted as a governor himself. It's a long story. Well, somebody just remembered the 14-year-old girl he married from, was it Egypt or so? Well, he came out to say there's nothing wrong in that, all right? Because marriage doesn't stop education. That young girl that he married 13 years ago, wow, that's been a while. No, sorry, 9 years ago, rather. No, 2010. 13 years ago, of course. So she's probably 27 now. And according to him, the younger lady is now a young woman that is now doing a master's by stealing her childhood from her. That's exactly what happened, though. I'll tell you. In poverty, you have seen these young children, okay, young girls from poor homes. They have become sex slaves. Sort of, they have been used for sex exploitation by those who have the money, powerful people like this guy. And if they could hide under religion to do that at the time, he did. And I think he actually set up the law of Sharia so as to clear himself of any kind of pedophile tag. You get what I mean? And this still happens, by the way, where people are using their female children as collateral to temporarily avoid poverty. Okay? And there are people like that man, rich, married with grown-up children, but they just fancy all these underage children. And they could only hide under religion to perpetuate such. And if you question it, you will be the criminal or you will be violating the Sharia and they can kill you for it. Do you understand how easy that is? That's for those who are using religion. The others don't. They use other things. Right? Unfortunately. So that's Nigeria. Meanwhile, here is Dele Alakori's roundup. You know, Kolu is currently in Guinea-Bissau. They drop points. Dele Alakori.
Can you tell us, let Nigerians know what's progress in formation of cabinet? Where are we in that place? And secondly,
are you a candidate or aspirant?
The president has having some meetings with opposition figures. Is it part of anything national government or commission or what? What can you tell us about those?
No.
You have the mic. Microphone, sir. Mic.
The answer is no. I'll take from the last issue you raised about
members of the opposition coming to pay courtesy call on the president. I'm sure you are specifically referring to Pius and Anyim and Olisa, two prominent PDP members. I was actually at the meeting. I sat in the meeting throughout. Wike's case is self-explanatory. We didn't. Wike had. I think it was the tempestuous nature of the PDP internal political wranglings that caused Wike's issue, and you are all aware of that. It needs no. So that one has no. We have no issues with the Wike thing. It was an internal affairs of PDP. So, however, if as a political party your enemy is fighting himself, you reap whatever gains from it without lifting a finger. That's what happened. I don't think that is even very germane. Now about the PDP people that came. The president said that his administration is running an open door policy and is a unifier, is a symbol of unity of the country. So if anybody from any angle wishes to see the president and has some salient points to raise or issues of observation or even suggestion or advice, the president opens his doors. And so those people, Pius Anyim and Olisa Metu, came purposely to commend the president. I'm sure you interviewed them, you heard what they said. They came to commend the president for his very, very positive policy initiatives that have put Nigeria back on the global stage. And it's not just their own saying, it's not just what they say they observed. We have received the same accolade and encomium from all parts of the globe. So it's not restricted to the PD people. I think we should only commend them for being quite honest and sincere with their views, because there are some of the opposition people who also acknowledge these very laudable initiatives of the president, but are too prejudiced or myopic or parochial to acknowledge it publicly. So we need to commend those people for having the guts. Sorry, about your ministerial list. If you were an aspirant, I would have asked you to see me outside for consultation, since you are not. But the simple truth is that this is an executive presidency. It's not. We are not running a parliamentary system. So the president, the buck stops on his table, and he decides when it's fit and proper for him to make.
Yeah, but what do you call it? It's just to give you an insight into what you are dealing with or what we are going to be dealing with. Of course, their move now is to see who and who they can bring into Tifnumbu's government to give him a kind of a legitimate look. But in all of this, right, remember, it's always going to be them. And when they kind of kick it in between, right, that's when you're going to hear them scream. Like I told you, that would be a good news for somebody like us. So, for as it is, Dele Alakori has replaced Layamo, and you would have to get used to seeing that clown, all right? Saying horrible things, lying openly, and the rest, whatever it is. So I read it somewhere just now that Atiku has received the memo. There's going to be some PDP people who are going to become members of Tifnumbu's government, and Atiku is not finding that kind of funny. We'll see to that when that happens, okay? Yeah, that is going to be me from my own side, but I was going to take calls. In fact, I was still going to kind of rest tonight, but I couldn't leave all of this till next, okay? So you will save me your own kind of energy, right? When I come back here tomorrow, we'll have a kind of elaborate convo, the one that we can take calls. And I'm also thinking tomorrow, which is Sunday, in fact, it's more loaded. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. It's short, and that's going to be us. All right? I am going to see you some other time. If you joined us midway, right, you can watch this from the start again. And if you started this with us, don't leave without leaving that your own offering. Just the like. I will see you some other time. Prayer docent. Good night, ma. Good night, everyone.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.